What is up with my channel and me constantly playing games made with Unity? Hello everyone, I'm Epsilon9 and I'm playing Wasteland 2 the Director's Cut. For future reference, if I ever refer to quote-unquote the original, I'm referring to the standard edition for Wasteland 2. I did not play Wasteland 1. I will probably play the remastered edition in some way when that comes out. But Wasteland 3 is being made. It's in alpha, I think, at the time of this recording. I'm a backer for that. I'm looking forward to playing that game when it comes out. But despite the many hours I have sunk into Wasteland 2, the standard edition, I've never beaten the game, and I hardly have any time in Wasteland 2, the Director's Cut. I have a little bit more time now, mostly due to spending a decent amount of time in the character creator, as well as the fact that I recorded a couple hours of this playthrough, and then stuff happened where the recording was non-viable to upload, so restarting from scratch. Creating a custom squad, because I don't know who the heck would use a preset. Okay, so here we have our squad. Tippy Toes, Troll Bridges, Will Power, and Benny Factor. And we will be going for Seasoned, because I feel confident enough in my abilities to do not quite the easiest, but I don't want it to be too hard, because a lot of deaths will require a lot of reloading, which we're probably going to be doing some... Well, no, we're definitely going to be doing some save scumming in this playthrough. That's just a lot of stuff I don't want to have to edit out if we go for a higher difficulty. Also, to save some time on the first episode, we will be skipping the opening cinematic. You can watch that on YouTube. It's good. It's worth a check out. It goes into a little bit of the backstory as to how the Desert Rangers were formed in this post-apocalyptic wasteland. But there's a lot of voice work that I will be keeping quiet for the most part, because a lot of it is stuff I'm going to be hearing for the first time.
Thank you, recruits.
A stiff-bearded older man wearing a hard-worn ranger uniform and a battered old cowboy hat. General Vargas walks with a cane, but he's not helpless. He wears a pearl-handled revolver on his hip, and there are a lot of notches on the barrel. I know for a fact that character portrait's going to change for him. More than likely next time we see him.
I appreciate you coming to Captain Ace's retirement party when you hardly knew the man. Appropriate, too, seeing as how investigating his death will be your first duty as a Desert Ranger.
How did Ace die, sir?
Ace had been trying to locate a faint radio signal, which has lately been giving us cause for concern. We gave him 3 repeater units and sent him to hook them up to 3 remote radio towers. This would have allowed us to get a fix on the signal, but sadly Ace was murdered by unknown assailants right after hooking up the first tower, and his logbook and the last 2 repeater units were stolen.
The signal is a threat, sir?
The voice on those broadcasts disturbed me greatly. It talked crazy talk about a future where man and machine would be one. Worse, it talked about us, the Desert Rangers, specifically. It said it was coming for us.
What was that about repeater units?
When you get back to the Citadel, talk to our radio expert, Wade Woodson, if you want to know more about the technical details. All I know is the repeaters will upgrade the towers and allow us to zero in on the mystery signal.
What about the towers? Where are they?
I'll give you the locations of the towers once you have the repeaters in hand. More important to find them first.
And the logbook?
Don't know, but it wasn't on Ace's person when he was found. Look for it. It might have some clues as to his death.
Happy to be given the opportunity, sir, but are you sure we're ready?
Yeah, I know. You've hardly found your feet with us, and here I am sending you on a mission that already got 1 ranger killed. Well, I wish I had another option, but the Desert Rangers are spread a little thin right now. Ranger teams Abel and Charlie are out west trying to stop a range war out there from becoming straight-up genocide. And Team Baker is up north looking for a way through the radiation that's cut us off from Vegas. I'm afraid the next generation is going to have to lead the charge on this one.
And what's the mission again? Because Tippy wasn't paying attention.
The mission is this. Search the area where Ace's body was found, and do your best to recover his logbook and the repeater units. Then call in your report. If you find the repeaters, I may send you on to finish his mission. Ace's death must be avenged, and it will be. But finding the signal he died trying to track down is just as important. Besides, I got the sneaking suspicion that when you find the one, you'll find the other.
Where's the area?
It's about a day's walk east from here. I'll mark it on your map.
Boom.
There you go.
And what about calling in?
Yes, call in on your radio. Your radio is your lifeline to Ranger Citadel. We'll be calling you with alerts and updates on your current missions, and sending you new missions when we receive distress calls. As Rangers, it is your sworn duty to respond to those calls. That is the contract we made with the people of Arizona when we opened for business.
Troll's a little impatient. He wants to know when we can enter the Citadel.
Once you prove yourself, the Citadel will be your new home. Consider this mission the final test of your training. If you succeed, you are welcome within our walls. If you fail, then you aren't cut out to be a Desert Ranger, and we won't let you in.
Okay, so first off we have an option of the 3 ass skills. You have Smartass, in which you apply logic. This one has a challenge rating of 0, so even though none of my characters have a rank in Smartass, we can still try it out. If we try Smartass, surely, sir, the success of the mission is more important than testing us. If you want us to find these signals, shouldn't you let us in so we can stock up on everything we need to succeed? Or, we can do Kiss Ass, which Benny... I'll be getting into their personalities, but Benny's a bit of a soft heart, for the most part. Kind of charismatic, even though he is rather aloof. Please, sir, if you're sending us after Ace's killer, then you've already decided we're worthy. Why not just let us in? And then you have Troll, who's a gruff former bandit who values power above everything else, who would ask, what if we prove ourselves by kicking down the Citadel doors, sir? I'm going to be going for Kiss Ass because Kiss Ass doesn't show up that often. I think Benny will get some experience for using it. And Kiss Ass I don't think shows up as much as the other 3, but Troll already has Hard Ass, and I plan on getting a companion later who will have access to Smart Ass.
Kissing ass already, huh?
Yes.
Well, some folks in the Waste can be persuaded that way, but not everyone. I've been buttered up by the best of them, so I'm wise to those tricks. You get through our doors with deeds, not words, recruits. Good try, though.
Thank you.
Good luck out there, recruits.
Yeah, I remember about this part. They equip you with your secondary weapons, unless you're not carrying a secondary weapon. So, Tippy's got to put away her knife and pull out her assault rifle, and Will had to put away her pistol to pull out her sniper, so that way we could load them up. And since Troll will be the strong guy, he'll be the pack mule, so he'll be the guy taking the shovel, because he'll be the one digging crap up. This right here is Ace's grave. We will not be touching that, because we don't want to get shot. But as when you're walking around, Tippy, she was raised in the circus. That is her quirk. Quirks are, much like in Fallout, they have their ups and downs. The raised in the circus quirk is advertised as giving plus 5% evasion, but you don't gain the benefits from the leadership skill. Now, leadership doesn't exactly functionally make the person with that skill the leader. It's more along the lines of she's the bard. She's the charismatic one who kind of like keeps the others in line for whatever. She's the glue that holds the crew together to an extent. So if you just make her the leader, it doesn't matter if she doesn't gain benefits from leadership, because she wouldn't be gaining it anyway. So yeah, otherwise, raised in the circus would be, like, really overpowered, is just pop that on the leader. You get a free 5% evasion. The downside, the real downside, is that she's going to be dressed as a clown the entire game, and you can't change that. Which is why I went for the character portrait I did for her. And that's part of her backstory. She was raised in the circus. She's an effective ranger. She keeps the crew together as well as one might expect. She has some trouble taking things seriously, but she knows when to be serious when the need calls for it, so her superior officers kind of tolerate it. Let's see here. The ranger desert ranger in scarred but spotless combat armor stands at attention before the doors of the ranger citadel. He gives you a friendly salute. Let's see here. We can either do the smart ass. Well, actually, Grenadier Major Nur Gibbets. Welcome to the Ranger Citadel, recruits, but the general ordered me to not let you in before you finish your first investigation. Now, I could try kiss ass again, but the general ordered us to tell you to let us in. Benny's not that much of a liar, and we already got some points for him. Troll, on the other hand, let us in. Ha! Try and stop us. Talking tough already, huh? Well, it won't get you through this door, but I like your chutzpah. Surprised I pronounced that properly. Still, you might want a little bite to back up that bark of yours. Tell you what, I got this little toy that might help. Interested? You bet. What is it? I call her the Mississippi Mule because she kicks like one. A fine double-barrel flintlock pistol that'll turn your enemies into a thin red paste as long as they're within 10 feet of you. She was my go-to gal when I was on patrol, but now I'm stuck here on door duty. She doesn't get much use. You can have her as long as you promise to put her to good use. This bit makes me feel a little guilty because none of these four guys are equipped for dealing with shotguns, which I think the Mississippi Mule counts for because that's the ammo it uses. So, and the thing is, it's only slightly better than the default shotgun. So the whole point about the Mississippi Mule is that if one of your guys is a shotgun user, you equip the Mississippi Mule to him because, despite the fact that it will have lower ammo capacity than the default shotgun, its other stats are all better. But again, since none of my guys use shotguns, I'm probably just gonna sell it. Pretty sure that's a promise we can keep. I'm breaking role-playing here, but I kind of need to save up some money at the very start of the game for a radiation suit, so sorry, dude. Great, here you go, treat her good, and she'll do the same to you. Well, at least the ammo I can make use of. I can promise I'll make use of that ammo. Sorry, man, it's not my fault that your go-to gal is, like, such a crap weapon. Yeah, we got the Cephers here, who's the merchant, obviously, as you can tell by the shopping cart over her head. Let's see here. The kind of the older woman in standard issue ranger garb. She seems occupied counting goods and organizing crates. Aside from the clothes, she's the picture of a loving grandmother. You could swear she smells faintly of fresh-baked cookies. Now see, it's lines like this that make me wonder why the people who saw the more comedic Wasteland 3 trailer that was narrated by the drunk hobo Scotchmo. Oh no, Wasteland 3, the trailer looks comedic, so the game itself is probably going to be comedic, which is a bit of a leap overall, but it's also stupid because they would say, oh, but Wasteland 2 is such a dark and gritty and serious video game. That's why we had this one woman who smells faintly of fresh-baked cookies, and why toaster repair is a skill in the game. And you have a lot of the quirks, like Raised in the Circus, that dresses you up like a freaking clown. Because it's such a dark and gritty and serious game. Idiots. Yeah, so she basically just goes off about the fact that she actually is a grandmother, and she enlisted to help out, and she's really good at making sure people stay clothed and fed. Can't really buy any of this stuff right here, right now, but what we are going to be saving up for is the shoddy radiation suit, because that's going to be very, very much needed. Oh, the Akita figure, that's cute. Not gonna need that much, though, since none of my guys have Animal Whisper. Which, if we did, I think we could actually talk to the goat here.
Hey, Echo 1. Mind picking up that can over there for me? Think there's some water in there.
Alright, Tippy, you'd be gullible enough to go for it.
He headbutted you right in the butt.
I know in the previous game I could actually, like, move fast enough away before the goat could hit me. Fortunately, I don't take any damage from it, but whatever. Yeah, that guy's a jackass who he just wanted to get Itchy headbutted. Those three guys hanging out over here, these guys are poorly optimized rangers. They are just here in the event that your four main rangers wind up getting killed. You go to them for backup. They're the guys you recruit when you have no other option. I would sooner use a save editor. Let's see, large gold ring, some 38 caliber ammo, and scrap, which is pure money. Okay, let's see here, use perception. Carefully examining the French troll bridges finds a lock. This is where we save scum, people. Let's see here. 5% chance critical failure, but it's a 76% chance that it's going to succeed. And Benny needs the experience. Because Benny is mysterious and aloof. He doesn't really talk about himself, but he's very friendly and helpful. And keeping in line with the quirks, like the quirks kind of help determine the characters' personalities. Benny is slow to take an interest in stuff, but when he does take an interest, he really gets interested. So he has the delayed gratification quirk. Oh, holy crap. I think we just got an upgraded sniper rifle. So, yeah, Benny is our crew's, he's the skill mule. He's the skill monkey, that's what it is. He sucks at everything else, but the thing is, he has 10 points in intelligence, so he'll be getting, like, the most maximum amount of points. And delayed gratification, it's up to level 10, he'll be getting one fewer, skill points each level, but at level 11 onwards, he'll be getting one more, than he normally would. So, around level 20, it will even out, and then everything after that is just a straight gain. And delayed gratification, that's the thing. Early on, it's painful, but, like, later on, it's like, that's pretty good for min-maxing. That's one of, like, the better quirks with, like, a very negligible, downside. I forgot. Okay. So you got Willpower right here, who's the sniper. Wilhelmina Power joined the Rangers following in her father Max Power. His footsteps bring all the skills she learned from him. Basically, she's just a different version of the sniper character I used in the original Wasteland 2. Benny is aloof and enigmatic. He wandered in out of a sandstorm, no worse for wear, and rarely provided direct answers. Clever, helpful, and possessing a silver tongue. That's him being kiss-ass and being very intelligent. He quickly befriends those around him. That's one thing I had of a criticism for this game about, is that the ass skills are not affected by charisma. Charisma only affects the leadership skill. So if your character doesn't have the leadership skill, there's no real point in putting charisma in them, other than they might get like a fraction more XP when they gain experience. Slow to start, but once he takes an interest in something, he's like a man possessed. Tippy. Raised in a traveling circus, Tippy eventually decided that she could bring safety alongside levity to the people of the Wasteland. She's perceptive and nimble, as one would expect from a performer in her field. She's a great friend and squad mate. Her superiors tolerate her antics. And then finally, Troll. He's a born-and-bred bandit. Troll was raised with the belief that overwhelming strength trumped all. Upon being taken down by the Rangers, he came to appreciate the strength of numbers. After serving his time peacefully, he enlisted to supplement his own power. Any anger or frustration he built up in prison or elsewhere, he saved up to release on his enemies in the field. So that's where his psychopath quirk comes in, where the quirk is he initially gets like a lower chance of getting regular and critical hits, but every successive hit gains like an additional bonus to it. And again, that's something where it's going to really suck early on, but later on down the line where he winds up getting like massive boosts to his accuracy just purely through leveling up, he's going to get some like major bonuses. Benny, I already said, is delayed gratification. Tippy is raised in the circus. And Will has the brittle bones quirk, which is she can't move as fast, but she gets 2 extra action points each turn, which, as anyone will tell you, is like pretty damn good for a sniper, because she's not going to be moving much anyway, but being the sniper, she is going to require a lot of action points. So that would also like explain why among the group, she's the straight man, she's the stoic, she's the one who's not going to put up with like the crap from the other guys, between Tippy being a goofball, Benny being odd, and Troll just being a jackass. Probably give that to Benny on account of the fact that he's going to be going through ammo really quick. In hindsight, I probably should have swapped out the SMG for shotgun for Benny. Just hindsight. Spent so much time trying to introduce the characters, I didn't even think to check out the difference in ammo. So, yeah. The lowest end of the damage for the sniper rifle we just picked up is better than the highest end of the hunting rifle. This is just all around a straight up better gun, except for the fact that it requires 1 point more in action to wield it. Well, that's the sacrifice we kind of have to make. I mean, it's better to like spend more action points for like more damage. The action point per damage overall is better. And we're going to come down here and we're going to recruit our 5th member for the crew, Angela. After we dig up this pile of crap right here.